Okidoki. Chivalry of a Failed Knight is an ecchi action light novel about a high school filled with magic knights. You know how the go-to fantasy setting these days is isekai, right? Well, back in the day, military schools used to be pretty popular, usually consisting of students that could wield abilities beyond our wildest imagination. We had stories like The Irregular at Magic High School and The Asterix War, but the one that stuck with me was a story about a man named Ikki Kuragane, a man who could summon a raven black katana, increase his physical abilities, and... well, that's it really. See, this world of Rakurakishi no Cavalry is populated by blazers, people that can manifest their souls as weapons, and with this usually comes with another ability. Maybe you can control an element like fire or water, maybe you could alter fate or probability, or maybe all you get is the ability to double your physical power. That's the card that Ikki was dealt, which makes him the weakest knight in his whole school, an F-rank student, the worst one. So what does a man do when their classmates can harness the elements and ignore the laws of physics? Well, train, I guess. Looked down by even his own family, who wants nothing to do with failure, Ikki, left to his own devices, honed what he could, his body and his swordmanship. With no one willing to train him, he studied by watching and copying others, which led to the ability to be able to analyze and surpass the years of techniques and styles his opponent has after mere minutes, an ability he calls Blade Steel. While this can help him defeat the ordinary swordsman or woman, blazers are a different breed, as you can't quite steal magical power. So Ikki decides to take the only magic he has, enhancing his physical power, and pushes it to its breaking point. Ignoring his limiters that keep his body running, he takes all his stamina, packs it into a 1-minute burst, and uses what little magic he has to double it. So for that one singular moment, he can fight with the overwhelming force he needs to strike down his enemies. An ability he calls One Blade Shura, or Itoshira. Now, I got into Rakudai via the anime, as most people do when discovering a new series, and I've always been impressed by the action in this story. If you thought my description of Ikki was somewhat generic, you would be correct. It's not a new premise, an underdog working himself to the bone so they can stand at the top. I've got a bit of a soft spot for these, it's why Black Clover is one of my favourite battle manga from Shonen Jump right now. But it's a story that has been done before, over and over. So what makes this so special? Well, Rakudai simply executes these same story beats to the utmost best. The series does a great job investing me in every fight, because it really does feel like Ikki is putting everything on the line to just simply be at the same level as his peers. While other powers shown in this are usually granted from birth, anything Ikki can do comes from years of struggling under unfair circumstances to learn how he can harness his minuscule mana in a way to stand up to those in his path. While there is definitely plot armor in his fight with the hunter Shizuya Kurihara, he gets pelted by arrow after arrow that would cause any average Joe to bleed out. And while most shows would use the power of friendship to get him back on his feet, this absolute Chad gets a confession of love that gives him enough of a kick to clap back at that punk-ass dirtbag. You'll understand why I hate Kurihara when you pick up Rakudai. I should mention the romance because I'm sure we're both used to the whole gimmick of, oh, we both love each other, but we're too nervous to confess, so we'll just twiddle our thumbs until the series ends. Well, I don't mind waiting. I know when a romance is delaying the inevitable because they don't know how to continue the story after the couple is formed. Which is why I'm so happy, because as I already mentioned, Ikki confesses in Volume 1, or Episode 4 of the anime. Stella Vermilion is a princess of the Vermilion Kingdom, and is the exact opposite of Ikki. Born with magic far surpassing anyone around her, this A-rank knight comes to Japan to find more worthy adversaries. Initially, she comes off as this genius from birth and a stereotypical tsundere, calling you baka and hentai, but we soon realize that Stella's immense mana was uncontrollable at birth. Her flame elemental causing her severe burns as a child. Like Iki, Stella needed to train and train and train until she was able to become the powerhouse that she is today. Recognizing how Iki was not so different from her when he defeated her during their first meeting, the feelings of respect for each other and the drive to surpass their rival slowly turn into a passion of love, and it's honestly the sweetest little thing to read or watch. But to jump back to the action, I really want to praise the visuals of the anime, especially when it comes to the weapons, or devices as they're called. In the light novel, you kind of get the idea that they just appear from thin air, maybe with some minor special effects if you will. But in the anime, they get so creative with showcasing how they appear. Leviathan bursts into a hurricane of fire, molten rock being eviscerated to reveal the blade within. Hizumi lies beyond your reach, having to cut through the space in front of you to pull out the crimson blade. Orochimaru is a wild beast that writhes and flails, attempting to rip you to shreds if you fail to bring it under your control. Narukami appears from a condensed ball of lightning. It strikes so destructive that it destroys the aspect ratio that dares to hide its true power. There's some greatly animated fight scenes in this anime, which makes me all the more disheartened to know that this 2015 anime will most likely never get a season 2, which is so unfair because I want to see the rematch of Crowder, the fear of Amane Shinomiya and Oma Kurogane realized in the 7 Stars Sword Art Festival, the rematch between Iki and Stella, both who have defeated strong opponent after strong opponent, who have grown immensely since their first fight. But I'll never see it. Which is fine, I guess. I'll pick up the manga instead. Surely that can give me what I desire. It ended before I could even finish the second tournament arc. Well, at least the original, the source material, the light novel, it's being translated by Soul Press right now, so I just have to wait for more release. Oh, come on! This isn't a perfect story. The spicy scenes can get a bit much. The way they treat Alice's gender as a gag is a bit problematic. And, well...
お久しぶりです、お兄様。
雫、見違えたよ。この後会いに行こうと思ってたんだ。探させちゃって悪かったね。
いいえ、私が待てなかったのです。お兄様。
But for all its faults, I want to continue the story, to watch Iki and Stella continue to support each other and fight again and again. But it's like the universe doesn't want me to know what comes next. I can't even find fan scans online for all 18 volumes, so I'm making this video to hopefully bring some attention and get someone to pick this up again. I don't know the legal or financial implications of taking a series from a company that's basically bankrupt, but I implore someone to please pick up Rakata Kishino Cavalry. I know there's a following out there. I need this story to continue. I need to know what happens next. I need to see Iki step into that arena one more time and utter once more. Thanks for watching. If you want me to be incinerated by Stella's Leviathan, let me know in the comments below, and tell me your thoughts while you're down there. Like and subscribe for more content, let me know if there's something you'd like me to cover. I like to talk about anything that interests me. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.